Okay. Next item on the agenda, and I apologize for getting it to you late, is Ordinance 376 regarding pit bull dogs. And I know you haven't had a lot of time to look over it, but here lately, we're getting a lot of, having a lot of issues with pit bull. And Justin, you wanna shed a little light on it?
Yes, sir. Basically, since I started in September, about 90% of my dog calls are pit bulls. And you're talking, you know, the policemen here in the city, they'll tell you the same thing. The biggest problem is, I think, is basically every town around us has an ordinance as far as against pit bulls, as far as Campbell, South Pittsburgh. I'm not sure about Whittle. But what's happening is when people are actually renting property in the city, they're bringing their pit bulls over here. And you can just drive the streets in Jasper and see, you know, there's a lot of them. And I guess about 3 or 4 weeks ago, I went out on Sunday with called Becky Parker, and you know, I had one just been running me to my truck. I was being honest with you. And I would like to make a recommendation that we, as far as this ordinance, I read through it. It mirrors some of the cities around us, and I think it would help us as a city. You know, we talk about the litter problem in our city. We don't want to become, you know, known for harboring, you know, dangerous dogs. And I was just, y'all have the ordinance spring. I'm not going to read it, waste your time. But you know, I think this would be something y'all. I would recommend y'all strongly, you know, look at.
And a couple other, you know, here back in the fall, we had a person dog actually came into the house and attacked a retriever or a lab.
Yes.
And you know, and I think over in Chattanooga here, just a few weeks back, I think where the 73-year-old man was out taking a walk, he was attacked and killed by a pit bull. And you know, I'm concerned about it. And you know, the Campbell's is not quite as strict as this one because they require a $1 million insurance policy. Well, I'm gonna tell you, I don't know of a life in Jasper that's worth $1 million. And you know, and those dogs, they don't have to be provoked, I don't think. And that's my biggest concern. And you know, so.
Well, we had a call the other day. It was on Saturday, and the dog was on a leash. The pit bull was on a leash and killed another dog just because it came over the yard. I mean, it's just that's what they're trained to do. Not all, and I'm not saying all dogs are like that, but you know, I just think it's something that is, since I've been here since September, it's very much a problem here in the city.
Well, I have 2 questions. One, Mark, is it legal? And Billy, how are you going to enforce it?
As far as the legality, we have a right to regulate the animals, and this doesn't totally outlaw the pit bulls. It just imposes some restrictions that if you're going to keep that type of animal, that you have to make sure that it's properly secured, and we do require an insurance policy. We're not saying that you can't have them. We're not outlawing that breed of dog entirely, but we are imposing what I believe are reasonable restrictions on the owners to make sure that the animal doesn't get out and damage other people's property or animals or the people.
I thought Justice said we're outlawing.
No. It's
Well, it says right here, it shall be unlawful to keep, harbor, own, or any way possess a pit bull dog.
unless.
Okay.
Unless in there.
Yes, sir, I got you.
If you have it properly contained, which we have definitions of what proper contained is, we require them to insure them, we require them to register them with the city recorder, so we'll know where they are. So, if you meet all those criteria, then you can keep them.
How long are we going to give them to get registered?
Well, we haven't enacted the ordinance yet,
Well,
so.
I understand that, but I mean, is it in there?
Should it be a part of the ordinance?
Yes, they're required. Well, are you talking about the time frame?
Yeah,
yeah, that's probably a good idea to put that, because for folks that that move into the city, or if they, get a new dog, give them a reasonable amount of time to come and get their insurance policy, get it registered with the city recorder, get the PIN built, because there's some specific criteria on the PIN that has to have a ceiling, it has to have a floor. If it doesn't have a floor, the fence has to be buried 2 feet in the ground. keep them from digging under it, so, I mean, it's,
In
for
my
that
time-
particular type of breed of dog,
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it takes to, you know.
In my time of being here, probably the last 10 years is when it's really started growing. Used to there wasn't pit bull here at all. And now they're just more and more, and just about every call we've had, if there's a bite or a dog's been attacked, it's been a pit bull, every one of them.
Well, probably because they can't have them anywhere else, so they come up here and run.
And
We never used to have them at
I
all,
think Florida outlaws them altogether.
We had
never used to have pit
one
bulls.
street where we live, but I don't know, they won't.
So if they have one, they can keep
Go
it.
after it.
It's-
If they,
If it's in,
if they register it, if they insure it, and if they build proper containment system.
what are we gonna do with all the ones that they don't?
We pretty much know where all of them's at. We've only really had two problems that are two different type of dogs. Well, three, German Shepherd's bark, Doberman Pinscher's bite, and Pit Bull's bite.
And I don't even remember seeing a Doberman in town. Do we have any?
Not now, they used to be there on, Mayfair. Used to have
As far as
three
the
of them.
existing ones, you know, we'd have to give them notice to come in and, you know, register and all that, and put the proper containment in. That'll have to be inspected. The insurance policy will have to be filed with the city recorder. So there's a lot of mechanics that need to be put in place as far as the nuts and bolts, of how they're gonna register, what kind of form they're gonna use, you know, those type things. But there again, we're not saying you can't have them, we're just saying if you're gonna have them in the city, then it has to be within these regulations.
I think I only know of three that's actually in a fence. The rest of them are on chains. Oh, yeah.
I thought we had an ordinance that was specific to pit bulls, but I've dealt with this all my years in law enforcement, just like Billy. There's some psychology that plays into this in the form of, and I don't know, I'm not speaking to any of these people in Jasper that own these pit bulls, I don't know them. But I have found over the years, a lot of times the people that have these animals are not really the people that need to have them. There's a mentality, they want the baddest and the meanest, and they provoke them, and I've had to deal with them for years. And I make a motion we pass this on the first reading right here.
Some of them will open up the door and let them come on you too.
The bad news I've dealt with
Yeah.
for years. And like I say, there's some psychology that plays into it. A lot of times the people that have them are not really the people that we probably should have them. And they're not prone to take care of them and secure them like they should. And people, innocent people wind up getting hurt. So I make a recommendation we pass this on the first reading.
Have a motion, do I have a second? Have a motion and a second to approve ordinance number 376 on first reading. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? And another thing, I would,
I'm sorry, ordinances take 3 readings, is that
two readings and with public hearing will be before our second reading.
Okay.
And it'll be advertised, we have to advertise it 10 days before.
I just didn't remember.
Yeah. And
They
then,
not bring a dog to the hearing.
but one thing that we've got, we're having a bigger problem with too, is people allowing their dogs to run loose.
Yes.
They don't have a collar on them, nor do they have the rabies tag. And you know, which, I know Justin is every day on, animal calls. And I think, we got 5 at the pound right now?
I got sent 3 to Chattanooga today, so I got 2.
Got 2, so.
Yes, sir.
And, you know, and we're a no-kill shelter. So I just, you know, it's, been working closely with Mark and whatever to adopt them out. So that, you know, but we wanna, you know, stress that if you've got a dog, keep it up. We do have a leash law. And, you know, so, and.
You only have so many too, I believe.
And so, yeah, you can only have 2. And so, you know, and the animal control officer does have the authority to cite them to court, so.
Most of the time, If there's never anything said about them, a lot of times we don't say anything. If they become a problem, that's when we address it and take steps to either have them disband them, or we go to court and fine them, but on the norm, since I've been here, unless it's become an issue, we just, we don't address it.
Yeah.
And usually it's, this neighbor's got 4 and this neighbor's got 3 and they're across the fence, and then we just bring them both.
Okay, thank you, Justin. Next item is the approval to advertise for a police officer. Nathan Billingsley had left us and gone to Crossroads.
Yes, sir.
And so, I'd like to ask the board to, and we always advertise for a certified officer.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Have a motion to approve to advertise for a certified police officer. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Next, Miss Carolyn.
Okay. Our story owl only met 3 times, but we had an Easter egg hunt in the park, and Shoney Bear came, who was a surprise gift. And this is supposed to be in recognition of child abuse prevention in the state. We put up 240 pinwheels on our lawn. They were really pretty. We attended an in-service at Stones River Regional in Murfreesboro. And we had 9 tutoring sessions and proctored 4 tests for the Tennessee College of Applied Technology. And the conference room was used for 6 meetings. But it is becoming increasingly difficult to have larger groups because I have no room, Mayor. I need storage.
Oh, I thought you had, I see miscellaneous and expensive for $9,078. That's not a building?
No,
And your
that's
expenses?
what I pay bills on.
Oh, I thought we paid all you people.
No, you don't, not even close. See, these other materials, that's DVDs, and I buy between $500 and $1,000 a month on DVDs.
What do you do with them?
People check them out.
Go to the library.
And watch them.
And I did not hit her. I don't care what you
You
said.
should hush.
Go ahead, I'm sorry, Miss Carolyn.
I fell, because he tripped me up.
Probably gonna be across the parking lot.
Yeah, I tripped in the parking lot because we had holes.
He got to that bad spot and he pushed it.
I should have shut her while I was ahead.
Okay, we checked out 5,105 items. We had 689 computer users, 754 wireless users. We issued 8 new cards, we had 3,943 people in, and we answered 199 questions.
Wow.
Thank you. You all do a great job.
We could do a lot better if I had storage. Because we can't have computer classes. We can have computer classes ongoing all the time if I had the storage building. And I told you what we needed to do.
Thank you, ma'am.
You know, I asked the board about
We
it.
love you. And we
Just
got
think,
to
if you didn't have me, you wouldn't have any fun in your life at all.
listen, I know. Miss Carolyn, thank you. You all do a great job, and they have a great staff of volunteers.
Oh, absolutely, but I need some more. You got any?
No, and I hated to hear about the passing of Walter.
Oh, gosh,
Moorhead.
isn't that awful?
Yes, good man, so,
Sure was.
good family. So, thank you, Miss Carolyn. Park, Justin?
Yes, sir. April was a very busy month, of course, this time of year and activities in the park. I just want to, up to tonight, we've played 272 ball games in the complex since March 25th. That's kind of hard to, this year. It's kind of hard to wrap your head around it, but this thing had 272 games. And this weekend alone, we had over 1,000 players, parents, and fans attend a baseball tournament Saturday. On average, we had 9 ball games and 9 in the park. we've had minimum rainouts, parks all around us have called games off, and I want to thank y'all for helping us, make sure we have the materials we need to keep the fields going, and I thank y'all for that. This month we worked on the parking lot by grading, adding gravel, and frost ice. This has helped our parking problem tremendously, and we've also had field maintenance and mowing. It's basically what we've done this month.
How did he get parking?
This is gravel.
Just gravel.
It's gravel.
I'll take grass or something.
It's okay.
Everything else in my report we've actually covered, so I think I'm good on that.
Okay.
The gravel would fill up the
I was at
holes.
the park all Saturday and all for the last 2-3 months, he's doing fantastic.
And also update, they're supposed to start on our playground, in the morning. They were supposed to have started Tuesday.
Right before the rain hit.
Yeah. and
Where are
so-
they putting it?
Right there in front, you can see where the boxes and all the mulches, and you drive around front, it's gonna be butted up against the track on that end right there.
That in the parking lot down there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That gravel would fill up the holes in my parking lot.
I'll send Hubert over there.
You look at it tomorrow. You look at it tomorrow. You're
I will-
gonna be there.
I will be there tomorrow at 1.
Yes.
So,
Well, you don't have to be there at 1.
He might trip.
Yeah, he might.
Don't give her any ideas.
Don't set me up.
Next, Ronnie.
Okay, for the month of April, picked up 119.8 tons of garbage at a disposal fee of $3,453.32. We've been cutting the grass at the library and the city hall. Had 3 call-outs due to the storm in town, due to the storms, and cut and removed 3 trees from the street. We've been spraying weed killer downtown, been picking up brush around town, been trying to patch some holes in between the showers, changed 1 walk light on the square, and pulled the weeds out of the flower pots around the square.
Well, I was bragging on the merchants. I thought they were doing that when I went around that Saturday. So, thank you. They look good. And I want to address the tree on Marshall Hall. I talked to the lady today, this morning. I've talked to her several times. It's a Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac house. And so, they're in the process of getting it to put back on the market. They are going to cut the tree down and to the ground. It will be removed and cleaned up. We're just waiting on them to get approval from, I guess, the mortgage company that they're with. I'm not sure who it is. But she said that she faxed them the quotes Friday. She was hoping to have a approval from them today. I didn't hear anything from her, so I'll call her first thing in the morning and talk to her again. But it's, I've got the street blocked off right there at, what is that? Montrose and Oaklawn. And the reason is because of the limbs falling, the threat of limbs falling, because there's several up there that's probably 6 inches, and they're pointing right straight down. And so,
Turn loose and they're coming down.
and so
They're already broken.
it is going to be cleaned up. I gave her, till Friday to have it done, or we will do it, and we will send them a bill on it. And so, but she said that they have the quotes, that she faxed them to the main office, she's waiting on approval to, and so.
Things move slow.
I'll know in the morning. And Freddie Mae and Freddie Mac there, it's,
That's Fannie Mae, they're slow.
yeah. Well, it's, Mr. Peterson was relocated here from Katrina. And when they foreclosed on him, they evicted him because they really didn't know he passed away. They served him the eviction notice instead of a foreclosure notice, but anyway, it should be taken care of by the end of this week, and so, if not sooner. Ronnie, thank you, buddy. Fire, Chris.
For the month of April, we had 11 calls. There's a typo on my report. On April the 15th, we hosted the Squatchy Valley Municipality Association quarterly meeting here at the fire hall. Then on April 29th and 30th, we had to do our annual training at Pyro School. And the Pyro show's in LaFollette, Tennessee. And that's pretty much what we've done in April.
Thank you. Next is, Chief.
For the month of April, we had a total number of 61 violations. We had 8 roadway crashes with just property damage. We had 2 roadway crashes with injury. And of course, we still have 14, which outdoes everybody in the parking lot at Love's. We had a total of 306 calls for the month of April. Nathan Billingsley, which he has already turned in his resignation as far as leaving the town of Jasper. He had a crash his last night, and today the TML sent a adjuster, Patrick's an associate, to look at the vehicle, which I haven't got word yet, but from what I understand, I thought it was all superficial, but they said the nose of the car, the front of the car was pushed over, so. But Nathan wasn't hurt, he's just sore, and it was one of those deals where somebody had some illegal parts on their vehicle, and it was raining, and he just run up on them and didn't see them. So to keep from hitting them in the back end, he made a move and met another one and made another move, and the next thing you know, he's in the guardrail. So, but no parties were hurt, just his feelings.
Do you know if the driver of the other vehicle was cited or not?
From what I can find out, state trooper didn't cite him, just told him to take him off. From what I can find out today.
Did you ever get your patrol rifles mounted, you know?
We're waiting on, Jeff Stevens had 2 more brackets to make, and we'd have them all in there. The way they mount, he had to make a lift-up bracket to mount it underneath the seat, so it would lock down to just keep from screwing screws to the floorboard.
Okay.
I didn't want, that usually don't work too well on a patrol car, they just rip out, so we're mounting them underneath the seat, so they'll be bolted down on the frame.
Thank you, thank you. I've got a couple other things to bring out. Our online bill paying, we have signed the paperwork, and we are waiting on the set the date for the training, and we're shooting for our June the 1st date as being everything up and running. The online check card, debit card, and all that. I think it's gonna make a big difference, and people are already talking about it, excited about it, and look forward to it. Like I said, our playground equipment will be started in the morning. I'm hoping they make it in the morning and to get that started. And also, you know, just put it out there. These commercial tree trimmers, and you know, when we know it's a commercial tree trimmer that we're getting and that are trimming, they're charging people to do it, and they're not cleaning up their mess. And so, you know, we're going to try to do a better job of catching them doing it. And so, you know, it's they need to know they're supposed. Not only are they supposed to have a business license to do X number of dollars in the town, but they also are supposed to clean their mess up. And so it's a whole lot easier to for them to do it with a chipper than it is for us to try to load it on the truck and burn it. And we definitely don't want to get to the point that we have to haul it to the landfill. If we get to that point, then we'll have to just stop doing it, because at $27.50 a ton. And you see how big that tree is up there. We have one tree that is down right now. It's piled up around a house, and you may get some complaints on it, but the guy told me that he was paid by an insurance company to clean it up. We're not cleaning it. He said he would, he took the log, big stuff out and pushed the rest of it out there. I told him we would not pick it up. It was debris removal, paid by the insurance company, so we would not pick it up. It's still there, so, yeah. And so, no, it's down, it's over
Is that Fourth and Pine?
Fourth and Pine, yeah. I didn't know we had a pine until then, so, but yes, that's it.
Pine fell, remember what signs?
So, but, you know, the guy that was doing it, he, you know, used a skid steer and just piled it out there, and I'm telling you, there's a lot of brush there, and so.
I got one of the last two that come through, they mulched their small stuff and left the big stuff for us to pick up with a backhoe, I think. They tried to do that to us.
We've got one, and I found out today that, you know, I thought it was a tree trimmer, but they're doing it themselves, and you know, but that's what a couple of neighbors said, you know, so we just have to.
Isn't there in one of the ordinances, you gotta have it down to 3 feet and you can.
3-foot bundle or something like that way on it, is, you know.
If you haven't enforced it, then you're.
And the thing about it, you know, we do what we can and within our guidelines and without, we have the manpower to do this. And because of being our street department being more efficient with the equipment that they have. And I don't wanna have a reduction in force. We have too much to do. But I don't want them sitting over in the building over there waiting for something to do. So they're doing a job. As long as we can continue to burn, have an approved burn site, and listen, we stay on top of it because they can shut it down anytime. And we do get inspections on it from TDAC, Air Quality Control. So we're constantly monitoring that and doing it. And, you know, and people that are on fixed incomes, if they get somebody to come in and help, you know, if we can save them a little bit of money, we'll do it. And, you know, so, and, you know, and not put them in any kind of financial situation and help them. We're here to provide services for our community, for our citizens. And what we can, we will. And,
that
you know,
size thing is mainly for the bucket and sort of fit in the dump truck.
yeah.
That's what that size
Well, I
thing's for.
just know that whatever your regulations was, that ain't it.
Yeah, but that's what that's for, so
And
to
the
fit in there safely.
The co-op has helped, we've helped work with the co-op several times on taking down trees around power lines and stuff like that. They chip up all the little stuff, we would haul the bigger stuff and burn it. So the co-op works with us, we work with them. And, you
I
know,
did
so-
that on a big oak down there or something down there on Magnolia. Co-op helped out.
Oh, yeah, they,
That was a big tree.
but it took out lines on 3 corners. And so, you know, it jerked, really jerked the weatherhead and the meter bases out, so, but you know,
Tank over you can put in.
these commercial tree trimmers need to, and we're gonna start checking for business license and what have you, so. Does anybody else have anything to be brought before the board?
I got a call from a guy the other day, who's bought a house out here on Old Chattanooga Pike. He says he's speaking for himself and on behalf of some of his neighbors. I want to know if the city could get Francis Pryor to clean up his property out there on East Main Street, out there going toward the side, on the left there.
But I thought he had it cleaned up one time. We
Not
went
the back
down.
of it.
We went down, oh, he's done it, so,
The back of it's awful.
okay.
That's where his old apartments used to be.
Yeah, he doesn't rent them anymore.
No.
We went down
It's
through there and
wide
cleaned the
open.
ditches out and got all of that debris and all
It's all
out the
wide
ditches.
open now, doors stay open, windows knocked out of it.
I'll give Francis a call and see what we can come up with, so, yeah. It used to be really bad, so, but, yeah, we'll do it. So, anybody else got anything?
I got one more question. This online bill payment, is that gonna eliminate this mysterious online bill payment that's been going on?
That,
Well, I think the market will eliminate.
yeah.
But
I didn't know, my brother-in-law called me the other day and asked me, what are y'all doing? I've been paying online. I said, you can't be paying online. I called Joanne.
That was not,
Yeah.
that wasn't affiliated with the town.
It's a third party, and this way, the money, see, they were paying, what, $5 or $4 per transaction, and ours is 2.5%. And they paid, the company collects it, and that's a big difference, from $4 on a $20 bill versus 2.5% on a $20 bill, so, and it'll be direct deposited in our account at midnight each night. So that day's transaction goes in with a complete list of who paid by debit card, check card, credit card, or, online, so.
Yeah, we've done a couple of cases where the fraud, like you were talking about, they just paid the bill too later than when it was supposed to be, and
Joanne told me y'all checked into it. My
We
brother, I
did.
said, don't you go to your bills? I said, you can't be paying online now. He said, I have been.
It's a third party bill
it's a
payment.
third party bill paying.
Okay.
Well, we stand adjourned. Take it.